Worldviews contain at least 5 clusters of belief, namely beliefs about God, metaphysics, which is the ultimate reality, epistemology, knowledge, ethics, and human nature. While worldviews may include other beliefs that need not be mentioned at this point, these 5 usually define the most important differences among competing conceptual systems. God. The crucial element of any worldview is what it says or does not say about God. Worldviews differ greatly over the basic question, does God exist? What is the nature of God? Is there but one God? Is God a personal being? That is he the kind of being who can know, love, and act? Or is God an impersonal force or power? Because of conflicting views about the nature of God, such systems as Buddhism, Hinduism, and Shintoism are not only different religions, but also different worldviews. Because Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are examples of theism, conservative adherents of these religions hold to worldviews that have more in common with each other than they do with the dualistic religions, 2 deities, or polytheistic faith, more than 2 deities, and pantheist systems that view the world as divine in some sense. One essential component, then, of any worldview is its view of God. Metaphysics. A worldview also includes answers to such questions as these. What is the relationship between God and the universe? Is the existence of the universe a brute fact? Is the universe eternal? Did an eternal, personal, and all-powerful God create the world? Are God and the world co-eternal and interdependent beings? Is the world best understood as a mechanistic, that is, non-purposeful way? Or is it their purpose in the universe? What is the ultimate nature of the universe? Is the cosmos material, spiritual, or something else? Is the universe a self-enclosed system in the sense that everything that happens is caused by and thus explained by other events within the system? Or can a supernatural reality, a being beyond our reality, act causally within our reality? Are miracles possible? Though some of these questions never occur to some people, it's likely that anyone listening to this has thought about most of these questions and hold beliefs about some of them. Epistemology. A third component of any worldview is a theory of knowledge. Even people not given a philosophical pursuit hold some epistemological beliefs. The easiest way to see this is to ask them if they believe that knowledge about the world is possible. Whether they answer yes or no to this question, their reply will identify one element of their epistemology. Other epistemological questions include the following. Can we trust our senses? What are the proper roles of reason and sense experience in knowledge? Do we apprehend our own states of consciousness in some way other than reason and sense experience? Are our intuitions of our own state of consciousness more dependable than our perceptions of the world outside of us? Is truth relative, or must truth be the same for all rational beings? What is the relationship between religious faith and reason? Is the scientific method the only, or perhaps the best method of knowledge? Is knowledge about God possible? If so, how can we know God? Can God reveal Himself to human beings? Can God reveal information to human beings? What is the relationship between the mind of God and the human mind? Even though few human beings think about such questions while watching a baseball game or television, or during any normal daily activity, all that is usually required to elicit an opinion is to ask the question. All of us hold beliefs on epistemological issues. We need only to have our attention directed to the questions. Ethics. Most people are more aware of the ethical component of their worldview than of their metaphysical or epistemological beliefs. We make moral judgments about the conduct of individuals, ourselves and others, and nations. The kind of ethical beliefs that are important in this context, however, are more basic than moral judgments about single actions. It is one thing to say that some action of a human being like Adolf Hitler or of a nation like Iran is morally wrong. Ethics is more concerned with the question of why that action is wrong. Are there moral laws that govern human conduct? What are they? Are these moral laws the same for all human beings? Is morality subjective, like how we crave for certain foods? Or is there an objective dimension to moral laws that means their truth is independent of our preferences and desires? Are the moral laws discovered in a way more or less similar to the way we discover that 7 times 7 equals 49? Or are they constructed by human beings in a way more or less similar to what we call human customs? Is morality relative to individuals, cultures, or historical periods? Does it make sense to say that the same action may be right for some people in one culture or historical epoch and wrong for others? Or does morality transcend culture, historical, and individual boundaries? Anthropology. Every worldview includes a number of beliefs about the nature of human beings. Examples of relevant questions include the following. Are human beings free? Or are they merely pawns of a deterministic force? Are human beings only bodies or material beings? Or are we all the religious and philosophical thinkers correct who talked about the human soul, or who distinguish the mind from the body? If they are right in some sense, what is the human soul or mind, and how is it related to the body? Does physical death end the existence of the human person, or is there conscious personal survival after death? Are there rewards and punishments after death? Are humans good or evil? I do not want to suggest that adherents of some general worldview will agree on every issue. Even Christians who share beliefs on all essential issues may disagree on other major points. They may understand the relationship between human freedom and the sovereignty of God in different ways. They may disagree over how some revealed law of God applies to a current situation. They may squabble publicly over complex issues like national defense, capital punishment, and the welfare state, to say nothing about the issues that divide Christendom into different denominations. Do any disagreements undercut the case I've been making about the nature of a worldview? Not at all. A careful study of these disagreements will reveal that they are all differences within the broader family of beliefs. When two or more Christians, let us say, argue over some issue, one of the steps they take, or should take, to justify their position and to persuade the other is to show that their view is more consistent with the basic tenets of their worldview. However, it's also necessary to recognize that disagreement on some issues should result in the disputants being regarded as people who have left that family of beliefs, however much they desire to continue to use the Christian name. For example, many theological liberals within Christendom continue to use the label of Christian for views that are clearly inconsistent with the beliefs of historic Christianity. Whether they deny the Trinity, the personality of God, the doctrine of creation, the fact of human depravity, or the doctrine of salvation by grace, they make clear that the religious system they espouse is a different worldview from what has traditionally been called Christianity. Much confusion could be eliminated in some way, could be found to get people to use labels like Christianity in a way that is faithful to their historic meaning. Whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not, each of us has a worldview. These worldviews function as interpretive conceptual schemes to explain why we see the world as we do.